Hello and welcome to What's Up Punk. We take a look at the myriad of subcultures and subgenres underneath the umbrella of punk. Today we'll be taking a look at egg punk. Essentially,
attention! Attention! Attention!
Attention, buttholes!
Fuck you! Fuck you.
But goofier, new wave, and satirical. What is egg punk? Also referred to as Devocore, it is the opposite side of the spectrum of chain punk, which is just traditional hardcore punk. And yeah, there is a shit ton of Devo in here. There's also a lot of the B-52s, Oingo Boingo, mostly Rock Lobster and Weird Science. But what is not talked about enough is the amount of no tread in here. Listen to Teen Love and tell me if it wasn't faster and happier, but still keeping the amount of sarcasm. That is not an egg punk song. And I tell you, you're crazy.
He had a stylized speech pattern. She used all the newest slang. When they talked on the telephone, they had trouble generating conversation stimulus.
You got your punk staples, do-it-yourself ethos, bring it back to cyberpunk and why I do music genres along with speculative fiction. Check out how popular cyberdecks have become over the last couple years. It's all test wreck, children. It repeats on itself like a rhyme scheme. We do it our way. In this case, it means minimal to low-tech recording and mixing methods on whatever's on hand. Oh, also printing music on cassette tapes. God, just wait long enough and we're going to go all the way back to 8 tracks for some reason. Pitchfork described the genre as subversive, experimental, typified by wiry lyrics and cheap keyboards. John Robb wrote that the subgenre consists of lo-fi, perfectly badly recorded, fast punk rock songs, featuring garage melodies with jitterbug jittery guitars and even sometimes cheapo synth, and orientated towards cocking a snoop at sometimes seriosity, instead embracing introvert nerds, alien noise fiends, and manic, goofy behavior. Also, the word seriosity and cocking a snoop was in a Pitchfork article. Ha! Taking cues from the 1970s new wave bands, egg punk typically showcases vocals that are high-pitched or nasal. Paired with whimsical and often satirical lyrics, it's characterized by its snappy rhythms, standout bass lines, and synth sounds made by cheapo keyboards. Yes, it's silly, but also serves the same purpose as regular-ass punk music. I'm like, well, it's punk music, but it's not aggressive, it's not angry, but we do have the same message as other styles of punk. Blair Trammell of Snooper told Spin magazine, "For me, I wouldn't say it's silly, but just making anger more accessible to more people, I guess." Egg punk, as previously stated, stands in opposition of chain punk, which is that aggressive, angry sound punk is known for. It's also why I'm not going to be covering it in detail in this video, and probably not doing another video on it. It's modern punk music. Now it leads a little bit more towards East Coast underground sound or like 2010s, but I just don't think I can make it interesting and funny. Connor Cummins, also of Snooper, says, "You can't really call it garage rock, you can't really call it hardcore, you can't really call it power pop. It's its own thing, which I understand for classification it makes sense, but I don't love the name. I do, however, notice there are a lot of younger kids who are starting bands who really embrace the term, which I think they get a sense of community out of, so I don't think it's a bad thing. Yeah, maybe egg punk bands can be considered anti-genre artists, or again, go with Devocore. Some people in and out of the scene really don't like the name, probably because it's a meme. Third time in all music genres, what the fuck?
This is your brain. And this
is egg punk.
This is what happens to your brain
on egg punk.
Technology. Devo sang drum machines, usually using whatever came in the kit. A git box that sounds cheap and plasticky, very distorted, very lo-fi. A bass and some happy keys. Music played fast at sometimes incoherent speeds. Recording on whatever the hell you got on hand. Aesthetic. On the art side, hand-drawn, MS Paint drawn, or collage of or featuring clip art, usually found on cassette album covers, or posts and posters, usually goofy or punkish artwork. In terms of sound, crackling, roaring, droning, foaming in the mouth, short, blunt lyrics that hint at dissatisfaction. And keeping with those punk roots is music about the fight, how hard life is, love and oppression, eating the rich and powerful or taking them down a peg, feeling lost or abandoned by society, and then telling said society to go fuck itself and then party with the homies. The fight, the never-ending fight to survive, just also with high-pitched and nasal-sounding vocals and alien sounds. Also, stuff like this. The style of dress is the indie scene peeps. And thick frame glasses. Seriously, if just picture in your mind what an indie kid is, or an indie scene guy, or an indie scene girl is, and whatever first thing comes to your mind, yeah, you're basically just on the money. Nothing wrong with that look. I'm just saying I can't really say much about it because it's just indie scene look.
In my dreams, I'm beautiful and bad.
Where did egg punk start? Egg punk has its roots in 2013 in Northwest Indiana. It was largely a response to, again, Shane Punk, bands in the local DIY circuit who were perceived as taking their music and message way too seriously. Many bands in the Midwest egg punk scene had influenced punk rock musicians like Mark Winter. There could also make the argument that there may be no egg punk without Mark Winter. He is a singular artist who, by sheer force of imagination, created a lo-fi version of new wave that actually sounded new. Another influential band to kick off egg punk, whose first demo predates the term egg punk, Judy and the Jerks. They are staunch DIY lifers who helped to build an inspiring punk scene in the small college town of Hattiesburg, Mississippi, with their fun 80s hardcore punk style. The first egg punk vs. Shane Punk meme was posted on August 7th, 2017, when an Instagram user named Mimi Life Crew posted a 4-panel image based on the well-known Peter Parker meme. And the community latched on to the egg and not the clown. Is there a reality where this is called clown punk, or polka dot werewolf punk? Nah, I'm joking. It's because the sound is more colorful and psychedelic, and fried eggs pop up in pop art, which is also, colorful and psychedelic. On July 10th, 2018, when Instagram user XanaxRose2000 and Wingdings911, it is crazy the enduring legacy of Wingdings. I haven't seen a wingding in like 4 years. What the fuck? Create a handwritten chart featuring the names of various hardcore punk bands, placing them on the spectrum between Shane Punk and Egg Punk. That meme initially caused a wave of bewilderment, hand-wringing, and debate, and some bands, of course, rejected the Egg Punk label. Among the new guard, however, that sentiment has largely subsided. The increased visibility of the Egg Punk scene was attributed to the distribution of rips of cassette tapes by YouTube user Jimmy. The onset of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, as musicians had more time and fewer resources to create music, leading to greater openness of a DIY approach. Egg punk has extended outside the Midwest to several regions, including Australia and Germany's punk scene. The death of hipsters brought on egg punk. Okay, I'm getting all my information on this from an article called What Came First, the Chain or the Egg on Substack by Poppy. It's the only article I found mentioning this connection, and I'm going to need some egg punks to confirm or deny it because, until this article, I didn't think hipsters were real. I think these videos have painted a pretty clear picture of how I spent the 2010s. God, I want to go back to the 2010s. And to Cthulhu. I thought hipsters were a Family Guy joke, a Markiplier meme, a corporal buzzword because people who had mainlined the internet their whole life were a bit quirky, and that needed a hat because, yeah, I know it's rich coming from me. Some people think everything needs a hat. I mean, the name itself sounds like something Frankensteined up in a marketing meeting. Apparently, this was a real thing that took over the indie scene, just I missed it. I only bring this up because it makes sense to me if it's true. The article states that once the Vice-sponsored punk shows died out, punk returned to its natural DIY roots and crustacular fashion. As things tend to snap back, they snap back hard, thus Shane Punks, a new wave of hardcore punks and punk bands, thus again, the creation of Egg Punks. For the disenfranchised, I want to laugh at the world and not just glare at it. Real life Egg Punks. Now, usually when I do this section of a music genre, it's usually a skip. I say, you rep the look, you listen to the music, you are an egg punk in this case. But we're going to try something different this time and see if it sticks, and look at some influential names in egg punk. Mark Winter, most famous with the success of the Coneheads CCTV, and DLIMC. Also helps to do with just like a fuck ton of bands. He has a style that is certainly his own while still taking cues from the likes of Dio or Nirvana. A lot of his work took a lyrical side-eye to urban hipster culture.
I'm so cliche. The city and my suburb are the fucking same. I'll move to Logan Square, shop in Wicker Park, American Apparel, and latte art. Staying inside after a good start. I love the city, just not the poor parts. My alternative lifestyle's a fucking farce.
Winter's Militancy, a reaction to a previous era of Scion-sponsored garage rock festivals and punk documentaries funded by Converse. The hipsterification of the indie punk music scene. Again, can't say, but wouldn't be surprised. Martin Meyer of Lumpy and the Dumpsters fame. Sits on the punkier end of Egg Punk. The band was crucial to the development of the genre, and not just their own musical output. Singer Martin Meyer ran Lumpy Records, a label that was maybe the definitive chronicler of the 2010s Rust Belt underground music scene. That is now defunct. Martin Myers has a new label called Inscrutable Records. Or Rotten Apple. Or both. Indie labels, am I right? Started in 2024, but back in the day, Lumpy Records allowed them to be a huge influence in the spread of the microgenre around the country. Now, how to explain Lumpy and the Dumpers? Ahem. Hear ye, fuck sticks. In your hands is the real gunk, the stuff of the future college course. Sounds of the cheese dick revolution. Lean in, press your ear to the speaker. Laced within these tracks is the secret of how a regular scrub with its itchy ass came to be the leader of the international cult of dipshits with smartphones. Viva las! Yeah, definitely the punkier side of Egg Punk. Eulogy for Egg Punk. So, here's the thing. Humanity has one overarching characteristic. They are a collection of dumbasses. Myers, for thinking this was in any shape or form a good idea to post, which it wasn't. Best way of doing this is still the Silverhand way.
Tonight, I'm here to say goodbye to all of you.
And the tidal wave of hate he got for this post. Okay, in the original draft of this episode, I said this was equally stupid. We are not what we listen to. I know, again, real rich coming from me. Just because we have differing opinions on a genre is no reason to go to war. But then I reread it before recording. And yeah, no, at the time I would have said fuck this guy. He went at the punks making the music. Something that is labor intensive, often enough pretty thankless, and, well, even when it's DIY, still requires skill. However, it wasn't malicious, just stupid. From Paperface magazine.
My friend's new record, The Neo-Forms of Soliloquy by Evan Sprague, prompted me to reflect on it all once more. See, I love his record, but upon releasing the first single yesterday, I thought, I am gonna scream if anyone calls this egg punk. It has similar characteristics. A sinister-sounding twerp singer who recorded an album by himself with fast punk drumming, keyboards, and vocal effects. Sound familiar? The difference to me is that there is real intention in this record, that this is personal and refined. Is it ignorant that I really love rock and roll? I just love the way I feel when I listen to it. Isn't that the beauty of art and music? It makes us feel and think. When I hear e-punk, I do not get these effects. It is as vapid as contemporary Christian music. I feel nothing, and all I think is, this all sounds the same. So when I say to the e-punks, think longer, try harder, and be better, what I mean is, learn from my mistakes, spend more time on your songs. And to me, that means shedding the template, adding tools to your toolbox, trying different things, not using the same trick over and over and over again, which is what makes the whole thing so goddamn boring. There is a wonderland to explore outside your little shell. All you have to do is let yourself hatch. I have nothing personal against anybody who likes or plays this kind of music. My aim is not to create drama, simply to help you hatch faster. If anybody wants to talk about songwriting or wants music recommendations, please get in touch. I am keeping the lines open for any little eggies who want to talk. If I get even one of these kids to start listening to Red Crayola's first record, then all this exhausting reflection and responding to angry texts about this stupid-ass topic will have been worth it.
Martin goes into more technical aspects in the article that I have left out. That's unfortunately been dead-linked. I was able to resurrect it with the Wayback Machine, much like another bit of punk history I've been flirting with preserving. If some egg punk wants me to digitize the article fully, mix in with some fun visuals, contact me and we'll see. The takeaway is twofold. One, Martin speaking of his own growth and growth of the art, he feels that e-punk has stagnated and that you need to put more into your work, and if need be, cast away the rules that govern the work aside. The second point, everything's fucked at the moment, so we need to take things more serious. To that I say, you would never be able to do anything fun ever again with that mentality. I'm living through the same war for the second time, staring down another bubble popping, and Loa are slowly creeping into our lives every day. It was always fucked. It's always going to be fucked. Humanity is a colony of cockroaches in a trench coat cosplaying as a person. If you don't laugh at it, you go mad. Once you fully understand that concept, congratulations, you are a punk. Also, there is always the Emperor's New Clothes of it all, or what's been on my mind after 6 ads in a row of AI slop generators while editing this, they live. My go-to indictment that the media is controlling you. It also has a 6-minute literal back alley brawl and an invasion of alien used car salesmen. Oh, and jackbooted cops tossing a hobo town and probably arresting or killing fistfuls of illegals and hobos.
Brother, life's a bitch. She's back in heat.
To which I mean, silliness can still say something. However, I do see his point to a degree. Dumper's output was a lot of, I want to make music. I make music. Music sounds decent. Release music without, refining it. Johnny Sick also commented on the eulogy. Eggpunk's issue isn't merely oversaturation, but the way it happened. It wasn't so much that too many bands emerged, but that they all ended up sounding the same. The outsider spirit that once made it fresh and unpredictable has been flattened into an endless series of cliches. As a result, what began as a spontaneous movement has turned into a codified aesthetic, and when a style stops evolving, it ages rapidly. And regardless, the Coneheads remain the best. What's that thing Gibson said? I think we're only now comprehending what that truly means here in the later years of internet culture. But is there a gravestone with Eggpunk's name on it? Second wave, Eggpunk. Nope. Here's a quick list of Eggpunk albums that released in 2026. Some of these groups are dropping their own first album. Mainstays might have left, but the music continues. My recommendations. Can't Be Mine, Bad Nerve. Very Ramones, and I love the Ramones. Yeah, I know, not exactly a deep reasoning, but sometimes you don't need that. It's a good song for us to have been left out in the cold. That can't be the one we want. Not without a lot of drama. Wouldn't it be nice if there was a pill to take that feeling away? But there ain't, so we hit the get box with a mic. Use that to set some fires. Satanic Togas, no luck.
Gotta get up, take control, can't get out of my bed. It's useless trying to go
Brother preach, this song is like every other day of my life. I got bad luck, and some days you don't want to get out of bed. Also, this is really like the bass line of Egg Punk. Sounds like you recorded it on a granddad's tape deck. Casio is dying in the background. The headliner sounds nasally, ticking all the Egg Punk boxes. Love it. Snooper worldwide. This is bouncy as shit. After a month of listening to a lot of Snoopers, CCTV, and Dumpers, this album sounds the most new wave and punk hybrid. Also, Egg Punks from back then. Was this album a response to crowds yelling lyrics at Blair? Cause it kinda feels like it. A lot of fun. Also, there is no production magic. The band can sing and play that fast. Power plant, running cross.
Done it twice.
Keep it 100, I have no freaking idea what this song is about. I dig the sound. Yes, yes, kill that drum machine. Beat it like it owes you money. It's a good fight song. I think you could back a fight to this, or a punk could listen to this and pump up for doing something really stupid. Piss. Vernissage. Keep it 100, I have no friggin' idea what this song's about. Kidding. I know what a vernissage is. It's an exclusive opening to an art show before the art show opens. It's a satirical indictment of the art world. It's very Mozart, if you catch the drift. It's all one circle of tongues up somebody's. How do I feel about Egg Punk? Well, again, not the right way to bring up this problem, but Martin and Johnny aren't wrong. After mainlining Egg Punk for a month, it does all start to sound samey, but it's a sound I like. It's high energy garage band stuff with synth. I'm all for it. I prefer live recordings over studio tracks. I'll defend that to my grave. While a lot of punk in punk music is about blooding up some deserving noses,
maybe that's the real punk rock.
Yeah, man. Most punk is kind cosplaying as mean.
It's also about looking at society and laughing in its face. That's something Egg Punk taps into. The fuck your shit, this world is too ridiculous to take seriously all the time. And I think that's the aspect of it that I really like. While there are definitely bands and songs that sound samey, there are definitely diamonds in the rough if you look hard enough to find them. And I did, and they've entered my playlist. Would I call myself an Egg Punk? Probably not. Would I definitely listen to it? Hell yes. Well, this has been What's Up Punk. Till next time, consider flying with wings made of materials similar to the shape and construction of bird bones and feathers. Protect your place here in the net space, but remember, VPNs only hide where you are, not what you're doing. But keep on being a no good, dirty punk.